Alright collectors, today on the channel we're going to take a look at BLOODSTRIKE. Please excuse the raspy throat. Little bit under the weather, not, maybe a little bit of allergies. I don't know what's going on. But let's try and get through this. Like I said, my throat's a little bit off, but I don't feel too bad really. It's just, icky stuff that happens during the winter. Texas has some crazy temperature changes, so that might have something to do with it. I don't know. But regardless, a lot of people had a lot of interest in this particular figure and its review. BLOODSTRIKE by Rob Liefeld and Loose Collector. I have to say that I've had pretty good figures from Loose Collector before. I think we have to get into this real quick because I do have some interesting observations about it. CABBOT is his real name, but BLOODSTRIKE is the code name. So here's what you get it in. You get it in a nice box. The box feels fine. It's got a nice big window display here if you don't want to take them out. You just want to display them. So many of us are in-box collectors, and that's fine. I'm not here to judge you. Sometimes I keep action figures in their display like this. So either way, it comes in a great looking display. Here's the side picture. Some very, very Liefeld artwork here. I didn't mind it too much, but I want to point something out, which is real funny. He's known for all the pouches, man. He's known for all the pouches, and he's known for something else. Look at these crazy feet, man. What's going on here? They literally do not match here, right? Anyways, Rob, love you, man. Love you. Anyways, still, when I was growing up, he had some, he was responsible for a lot of the cool stuff. Todd McFarlane, Silvestri, Jim Lee, all those guys had some wonderful stuff. And he was just part of that gang, and it was just fun. He's got all the pouches. He's got pouches. You'll see the figure has pouches. And anyways, here's a story that he comes with on there. Pause it if you like. Here's the stuff that it comes down here with. There you go. Nice little picture there of what, of some action, very Liefeld-like action. And then another picture down here on the side of BLOODSTRIKE there. Here's the top. There it is. Here's the bottom. Not much going on down there. Standard grade. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store. I ordered it a while back and it came in. Now, let me take it out of the box. And I do have his cousin over here for comparison. We'll take a look at that. So give me just a second. And we're back. TA50 laying out right here in front of us because company commander said we had to get it done by 0500 and he's going to swing by 1500, which of course means we'll be out here until 1900. And then he'll have us do it again because he couldn't get to it. Anyways, if you guys that were in the military, you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, one of the things that I really like, let's start out with some of the things I like about the figure, and that's the accessories. Well, I mean, let's stop all nonsense right here. We all know that this is Cable. We all know it. Cable with a ponytail and some different colors, right? That's why I have his cousin out here, Marvel Cable. The great thing is, look at all these cool weapons. That's one of the designs. I always like the designs that Liefeld used to have for weapons. They just look bananas. They look cool, man. It's very sci-fi looking weapons. None of these they're just solid pieces of plastic, but I don't need them. It's the same one. You got two of these, right? Two of the same ones, two medium size. These look to have a 6 hour, no, who knows what these are? They're made up. I don't know. I challenge anybody to tell me what this is. This don't exist. All right. What else do we have here? This is a AR platform. I don't know. It's just a larger gun. It's a bigger gun than that gun. So, but it looks great. It's got kind of a silvery look to it with a little bit of dry brushing, which is I always love when they do that dry brushing stuff to it, because it gives it a little more realistic, right? It makes it a little bit more, I don't know, I just like it. The plastic is hard, so I appreciate that. I don't like it. I really don't like it when companies make us these little bendy figures. Loose Collector, thank you for doing that. This is a nice hard weapon that won't bend. Here's a sidearm there. Again, some more dry brushing. Looks great. I think I can do a little bit of a. If you use the pin vise, you know what you can use a pin vise for. I showed you what else too. You can use it for toy repair. Go check that short out or video. You can take your pin vise and kind of make a hole there, and then you can put some effects in there. You can probably do that for most of these and get some effects to fit in there. He comes with not only this head, which is his angry head. He's so angry. Look at that. Big old ponytail. There is a wash in the ponytail there, so that's pretty neat. BLOODSTRIKE, looking crazy. All right, so there's that. And then you get this head too, right? It's a more serious, stoic head, right? Looking off into the distance, wondering what evil awaits. Whatever. And you have your old trusty knife there, right? Gunmetal. I like the colors that they've got here. Like 3 different colors on here, which is very nice. Gold, silver, black. I mean, those little details count. And then you've got a pair of trigger hands. So you've got some trigger hands here with washes on them, which is very nice. Trigger hands with washes. You got a pair of like glove, you know, like just C grip hands. I like it that they leave them open like that, because sometimes companies make C grip and they close them like this. What, you boneheads? Then I got to take a little like razor knife to cut it open. I really, boy, just leave it open like this, just barely open. Is it so hard? You knuckleheads. Anyways, there's some kind of like, I guess it's so you can hold the weapon, or he can kind of lay the hands at his side, I guess, or kind of more like just kind of lay him at his side. He's not have his hands balled up. And then he's kind of got these, you know, jazz hands he's got going on here, you know. Crazy little jazz hands he's got. I don't know, open, palm up. And then, of course, he's got his fists over here, which he's got on right now. Now, we're going to start with rating him. Here's my rating scale up here on the way he looks. He looks actually really good. He's got all these pouches. The plastic that they're using here is kind of gummy, reminiscent of Marvel plastic or Hasbro plastic that they use, but different in the fact that maybe a little more gummy-ish. It's just gummy. I don't mind it. It's not horrible, but it's more gummy than I'm used to, I guess. He's got all kinds of different colors, different paint hits there, lots of pouches, pouches here, pouches here, pouches here, pouches here, pouches here. We all know Liefeld loves his freaking pouches. So, you know what, on looks, just looks, I would have liked some more washes in here too, but he's already given us some washes here. I would have liked some washes. No, he's got some washes here. So I have to be honest here. I mean, you know, I want to thank the good folks at Loose Collector and Rob Liefeld for sending me this early. No, he didn't say. So when I tell you that I like something or that I don't like something, it means I really do or don't, because I don't get none of this crap for free. Well, I called it crap. It's not crap. It's our hobby, right? I take it back. It's not crap. It's our hobby, and I really enjoy this stuff. But, you know, I buy all my stuff straight up. So I'm beholden to no one. So when I tell you a score, it's because I mean it. And I'm not beholden to any of these clowns. So, I mean, to me, the way he looks, all the different hits of color and, you know, all the different, and he's very stylized in the Rob Liefeld look. Just looking at him as if he, aesthetically, to me, he's exactly what we were promised, you know. He's got some washes inside of there too. I don't know if you guys can see them, but they did some washes on him, and I appreciate that. And they put all these colors on him, and they made him look like the freaking comic book. So on that alone, you know, I got to give him a solid, you know, I mean, there is, I would have liked a few more hits, but I mean, that's way more than they usually give everybody else. So, and they did some washes on him, on the hair too. So I'm going to have to give him like a solid 4.9 on the way he looks. That's just looks. And accessories, how they did the accessories in the head. because I really like it. I really like the head sculpt too. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. All right. Now here's where we come up with some serious problems, man. And I'm going to have to do some big deductions. So he's so gummy that the first time I messed with his head, this whole assembly came off. Now it's not coming off, which is where this gives me a great opportunity. Hold on. Great opportunity. Well, what do you guys think? It needs to be a little higher maybe, but we can fix that. What do you guys think about that? Interesting. I don't know. That looks pretty cool. Now I got to go find another one of these. Let me put this back on. Anyways, I'll put them back on there in a minute. So yeah, you could put, so that was easy, but this whole assembly came off the first time I did it. But it's back on. Let's look at articulation, right? So move his head back. The ponytail gets in the way. I don't like that, but I mean, that's what they did. So he's got a lot to look down, but he can't look up. He's kind of stuck there. He can do a T-pose fairly easy. He does have butterfly joints in there, if you can see them. They're kind of locked in with this vest that he's got going on, and this vest does not come off. I would have liked to have a magnet there, or, the best thing would have been a magnet right here so that you can open it up, but you don't have that. I mean, I guess you could pop that off, and I don't know what you could do, but I would have liked that. He does do a T-pose, so that's really nice. He does have a cut at the bicep right there. Now, here's where we got a big problem. The first time I tried to articulate this joint right here, it literally disassembled itself. I mean, it's not doing it now. It's in there pretty good, but I think given enough time, it'll disassemble itself once more. So that's a huge deduction. I'm trying to be real careful with it. It's staying in there, but man, that's a huge deduction. It just literally came apart right there. He does have a cut up here, which is much easier to rotate at his torso up here than it is to rotate the cut down here, or the ball joint that he has down here. It's very hard to turn this ball joint down at the bottom, so I'm not going to bother with it. Maybe if I work some oil into it, it would get better. He can do the splits that far. The pouches and stuff get in the way. He does not feel like he has dropped down his heels. He does not feel like he has dropped down hips. There is a cut at the thigh there. Very interesting cut there. He does have double jointed knees. Very, very easy to move there. His legs don't go far back. They do kick up. Well, let me grab this other one because all that's in the way. But it does kick up about that far. Not a lot of, there's not a lot here because this thing is getting, I guess if you move some of this out of the way, and even then you can't crunch a lot with them because of all this stuff. What else? He does have a boot cut. Very nice. He does, look at that. That's really good though. Well, it's really good going back. It's not so great going forward. So there's that. And then he does have a ankle pivot there. So that's very nice. All right. So articulation wise, it's actually not bad, but because this thing disassembled on me, I would be very careful with it when you get it out of the box. This is huge. Me having to, and then this is a real problem to articulate. Doesn't have a lot of crunch there. But this disassemblage right here is very bad. And also I'm thinking he can do a T-pose, but he doesn't do it like I want. Well, there he goes. That's better. Just had to force it a little bit. I just don't like now it's stuck. I just don't like all the pressure I'm having to put on it. Look, ultimately, 4.9 articulation, that's a huge deduction. This is a problem here. I'm going to rate it at a 3.7 for articulation because this whole top part came disassembled, and then this elbow came disassembled. So ultimately, if I take those two things into consideration, you guys can change it any way you like, but taking all that into consideration, I'm going to rate it right at a 4.1. No, it's a 4.0. It's a 4.0. It's barely out of the... I'm just going to call it a solid figure. It's not a great figure. It's a solid figure. But you know what? I know my chart says 4.0. I can't rate it into the threes because it's so far, the way it looks is so far into the fours. And the articulation stuff, maybe it's just mine, but it's huge. I mean, I can only rate it with the one I got, and that was big. So, you know what? I'm going to give it a 3.9. How about that? 3.9. So it's a solid figure, high-end, solid figure, but I would not say it's a great figure. Yeah. I mean, just because of the problems that I just mentioned that I had. You know what? Let me put all this stuff on them and see how you guys like them then. Well, all right. There he is, looking all kinds of Rob Liefeld. You know what? Let me just say this real quick. I know a lot of people... I don't know what the whole Rob Liefeld thing was about. I just don't... I guess... I don't remember what it was about. Something to do with how he couldn't keep a schedule and he brought down the entire Image Comics universe. It's still going. I don't see it stopping or anything. But I don't know. I enjoyed his artwork when I was younger. It opened up comic books to a whole bunch of people. Him and Todd McFarlane, tremendous artwork. You know, some of the Mark Silvestri, like I said, Jim Lee, all those guys, you know, to me are legendary comic book artists, and they opened that all up. So I'm okay with some of his shenanigans with the torsos and the feet. I'm all right. You know, hopefully he is too at this point. You know, you could just, you know, it was what it was, and it was a great time. That's out of the way. I'm just trying to enjoy a good figure. So here he is standing next to what he created and Marvel took. And then here he is standing next to his version of what he created. This guy is very tall. Just look at that. So he's supposed to be 1/6 scale, right? Or 1/12 scale figure. He is, I mean, already he's tall. This Cable is a tall guy in the 1/12 scale. He's already huge, right? I will say this though, the greatest part about this figure, and this is really sad, the greatest part about this figure is that I get more weapons for him. Because this Doom weapon is pretty cool, but I just, you know, just to compare sizes here, let me grab, look, here's like a regular troop. Here's like a regular G.I. Joe troop, right? Cobra Trooper. Look at that. Let me bring it down here a little bit so you guys can see this. Let me bring it down a little bit, and let me straighten this up real quick so you guys can see the shenanigans going on here. Look at this. I mean, he's gigantic. He's gigantic compared to this guy. He's almost McFarlane-esque statue. I mean, you would be talking to this. What did you say to me? You know? So yeah, definitely, you know, a monstrosity standing next to there. Let's see. What do we have? Another figure. Let me grab a little short figure here so you guys can see this. I believe this is the Evergreen. You know what? Here's a better one. Here's a Marvel Legends Daredevil, King Daredevil or whatever he's called. Here you go. You go guard the Cobra Club over there, the Serpent Slayer. So there's that. I mean, definitely still heads and tails above this guy. I mean, just towers over him. And then finally, let me just grab Colonel Logan. Let me grab Colonel Logan over here. This is what he looks like next to Colonel Logan. He's putting out his cigar on him. He's just gigantic, man. Here, back to back there. Look at that. So there you go. You have a better idea of what he looks like now compared to one of the regular figures that we usually. You know what? Just for fun, let me see. Do I have a McFarlane? Yeah, I do have I have a Midnighter figure. You know, strangely enough, this Midnighter figure from McFarlane is the only one that has a thigh cut. Look. He rarely puts that in his figures. I don't know why he did it on this one. A soft goods on this would have been fantastic. Anyways, here's a Midnighter figure. I think this is who this dude is. I don't know. To me, that he's a deep cut in the McFarlane universe. And he could almost pass. Look at that. He could almost pass as a figure in this universe. I mean, Midnighter is just a tad bit bigger than him. Just a tad. And he's actually taller with that hair. So, is he 1/12 scale, or is he McFarlane level scale? So, I mean, if he's McFarlane level scale, this thing, he's like a freaking monstrosity, man. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. I hope you enjoyed this comparison. I know I did, and I'm going to enjoy putting these guns on him. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. As always, special thanks to the members for their input, generosity, guidance, engagement. They allow me to bring you better content. Finally, if you enjoy the toy hunts, if you enjoy the news, if you enjoy these reviews and you keep coming back, why not like, why not subscribe? You know, like I said, I'm still working on that P.O. box. I got to get that done, but life and work get in the way. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. And as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep rolling these out.